Hey, welcome to BitSquad Crypto. My name is Ben. This is Henry. Say hey, Henry. He needs to get that checked out. No, we pay a lot of money for the sinuses, so trust me, we do get it checked out. Coming to you live from our guest bedroom here. You guys can see we got book stuff all over. The question is, why am I doing this? Why am I coming to you from a guest bedroom that is book themed? Well, because I have a bedtime story for you guys. It's a bedtime story. Tonight, we are going to talk about one man's effort to destroy a company because they turned him down for a job. That's right, guys. We have breaking news tonight. And it all makes sense. Suddenly, all the pieces have been filled in, and we know exactly why Gary Gensler is so angry. Is he angry, Henry? Henry, is he angry? Is he angry? What do you think about Gary Gensler? Do you love him? We're going to talk to him live on the show tomorrow, by the way. But guys, the fact is, Gary, we know what's happened now. We know the story. And this is a conflict of interest, and Congress needs to act now. We need to hold Congress accountable. Guys, 2019, Gary Gensler was a professor at MIT teaching blockchain courses. Later on in 2019, while he was still working at MIT, he went to a company named Binance and offered to become an advisor for Binance. Of course, an advisor for Binance pays quite a lot. He actually went to Japan and met with CZ himself over lunch and gave his best effort, his best pitch at CZ to hire him. Even in 2019, Gary Gensler secretly gave CZ copies of a presentation that he was going to give in the Capitol. I believe it was in the Senate over Libra, probably to see if he had any corrections to it. Gary Gensler wanted to keep Meta or Facebook, it was Facebook at the time, from getting their own crypto in Libra. Why? Because he thought he was going to be an advisor for Binance, guys. And then what happened? CZ said no. CZ told him no. He said, we don't want you as an advisor. Probably because CZ was smart and he understood that Gary Gensler was the opening. It was the connection, the avenue between the banking system and Binance. So I want you to think about this. Not only did CZ turn down Gary Gensler for a job, he turned down the money of the traditional banking system. That's what he did. Now you start to understand why your Kevin O'Leary's and your Jim McCramers want to go so hard at Binance. You understand why your SBFs tried to pin everything on them and the entire banking system was ready to jump on it. Because they were spurned lovers. They were turned down by CZ. This is 2019. Fast forward, 2021. Fast forward just a year, 2020. In December, case against XRP is dropped under the watch of Jay Clayton. The next day, Jay Clayton resigns, and they start getting ready in 2020 to pick Gary Gensler as the replacement for Jay Clayton. And ever since, not only has the banking system and Gary Gensler had a vendetta against crypto, but specifically against one Shane Peng Zhao, one CZ, one Binance. I keep telling you guys, out of all the exchanges out there, Binance is actually the least sketchy one. Maybe Kraken as well. Of course, I respect Jesse Powell, respect Kraken as well. There may be some others. But Binance is near the top, guys. Coinbase is near the top as well. That's why it's ridiculous they went after them. Look at all the other exchanges, your Bitfinexes. Look, I love KuCoin, but certainly lack of KYC, certainly lack of compliance stuff there. Don't think there's any danger for them right now, maybe down the road. But we like KuCoin. I don't say anything bad about KuCoin. You look at your Liquid, okay? Your Mt. Gox is obviously back in the day. So many sketchy exchanges, and Binance is still here and still solvent. And yet all of these people, like Corey Clipston, the Bitcoin maximalist, by the way, want to say, CZ is a horrible person. Corey Clipston actually with Swan Bitcoin had a live stream today where him and his team at Swan Bitcoin discussed how bad CZ is. Meanwhile, withdrawals from their Bitcoin exchange has been down for a week because the rumors are Corey Clipston is the new Alex Mashinsky. Well, Alex Mashinsky pointing fingers at everybody else. See you, Corey. I see you. But that's not what this video is about. This video is about a bedtime story of one man, one Gary Gensler. Come on, Henry. Come on, Henry. Come on, I feel like getting some cuddles from my dog. Come on, Henry. He doesn't feel like cuddling me. Hey, Henry. Look at the camera. Tell him hello. I know he needs to get that checked out. He's fine. We paid like $10,000 for sinus surgery, so he's okay. So the fact is, guys, is that Gary Gensler, he's got to be out. You know, I did a different form of this video that was a lot more aggressive, but, you know, one thing I don't want to be is I don't want to be overly aggressive with a story, because that's a gamble. Speaking of playing games, don't forget to check out our sponsor, Steak. You guys know we love Steak. Absolutely. We are going to be doing some big stuff with them in Singapore with F1, maybe some other stuff with you-know-who down the road. Hopefully, we've got the proposal and we're going to see what happens there. Now he's snuggling. Look at him. I told you he loves me. But don't forget our partner, Steak. You guys go to bitboycrypto.com/steak, and you can pick your side, whether you're international or American. And you can sign up, and you can play games with crypto. It's fun. Speaking of playing games with crypto, that's what Gary Gensler's been doing. And I don't think there's a reason for me to get overly aggressive with a story. I think the fact is the story speaks volume on its own. Gary Gensler is a scorned lover by crypto and by Binance. The first company he goes to after leaving MIT, and he says, I would like to work for you. And they said, F off, Gary. You're a lizard person. You're a tiny worm. You're a locust. But we want to turn crypto into a beautiful butterfly. And now crypto's moving slow as a slug. You guys see how I made that a bedtime story? Did you guys like that? Just did that off the cuff. It's no big deal, guys. Guys, I hate Gary Gensler. I hate him with a passion. But tomorrow on the show, to be fair, we will ask Gary live what to think about this, what to think. We're going to ask Gary about his love life. We're going to ask him about his history of scorned lovers. We're going to ask him about why he dressed up like, I don't know what that costume he wore is. Robin from Batman, maybe? I don't know. But the fact is, the big announcement that Gary Gensler is going to be making after Congress kicks him out, which this man's got to be gone by the end of the summer. He's got to be gone. The big announcement they're going to make is that Gary Gensler is now the new spokesperson for Bud Light. That's all I got. Be blessed. Bye-bye out.